Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And today I wanted to talk to you about several fragrances in my collection that I just don't reach for enough. And I'm gonna tell you what is it about them that don't allow me to reach for them or more often. So there's nothing wrong with these fragrances, well, except for the first two fragrances I'm gonna talk to you about. And the two of them were blind buys, and I'm no longer blind buying um, as much as I used to for several reasons. Now the prices are, sky high for the fragrances, so it's kind of an expensive gamble, so to say. And this both of these fragrances, I got them on sale. One is like 60% off at our local Stockman in Finland, and another one I got it during my travels. I don't remember where, but it was also on sale. Anyway, and I'm gonna start with those because those are they have something that make me physically sick when I am wearing these fragrances. I'm having them in my collection just because I just don't know what to do with them. I mean, I've tried to sell them, but it's like, but to be honest with you, I've tried to sell just one of them because the second one is, I'm absolutely smitten with the bottle. The bottle is fantastic, and I would really, really love someone to, just to get the contents of the fragrance, because this refillable bottle, and just to leave me the bottle, but it's not possible, so I'm just keeping the whole bunch, the bottle and the fragrance. Anyway, I'm gonna start with the first one, and the first one is the one that I got at Stockman. 60% off was Tom Ford Metallic, and it's 50 ml fragrance, and there's so many people that are, they are in love with this fragrance. But for me, this is such a metallic mess, and every single time I have this fragrance in me, I feel physically unwell. I have headache. I feel nausea. I just, it's horrible. It is horrible. So the notes of this fragrance are aldehydes, pink pepper, bergamot, heliotrope, lily of the valley, vanilla, ambrecht, sandalwood. So the notes are beautiful. Well, the only one that just gets me thinking that this is what I don't really like is the aldehydes. And I've been historically not very good with aldehydes. I avoid fragrances with aldehydes. I don't love fragrances with aldehydes. But this one is just something on the next level. It's just the next level of bad on me. It's so bad on me. One time I remember I had this fragrance on myself, and I was in the car, and I was driving the car, and I I felt sick. I feel so bad that I had to stop. I had to roll down the windows because it was something horrible. And at the time, I didn't really understand what was that. And then it happened to me on several occasions with this fragrance, and I just figured out that it's the fragrance. So yeah. And the second fragrance is, I do have somewhat similar reaction to that fragrance, and I'm just trying to find the notes, and the notes here for the like, there's fig, and there's strawberry, and also seawater and caviar. So the bottle is fantastic. The bottle is just such a masterpiece, and this one is a refillable bottle, and it was a blind buy as well, and luckily it was on sale as well. So this one is Mugler, and this is Humanity, but it's just a Humanity pour elle. So this is like a flanker of Humanity with strawberry, sweet strawberry, and I do kind of feel strawberry, and I do feel fig, but it just lasts for a couple of minutes up until the sea water, the salty water, and this caviar, I don't know, this is just the big salty mass is coming to this fragrance, like after a couple of minutes, after I sprayed on myself, and it's just It's nauseating. It's nauseatingly bad. It's so bad on me. It's so bad on my skin. And after this fragrance, I actually started avoiding salty fragrances, because salty fragrances, they tend to do this for my skin. They tend to kind of to turn very bad smelling on me. But this, it's there's the contrast of sweet, very good, very sweet strawberry and fig, two notes that I absolutely adore, and then there's the salty, and this is just horrible. It's I don't know. And there's so many people that seem to love this fragrance, and they seem to kind of be upset because this fragrance has been discontinued. And I kind of understand, because it's not a bad fragrance. It's just that for me, the salty and the sweet together for my skin, it just does this unpleasant thing. But otherwise, I mean, I think it's a pretty fragrance for those people who like this, kind of juxtaposition of the salty and the sweet and this mixture together. But for me, it's a no-no, huge no-no. But this one is a refillable bottle. That's why I'm keeping this bottle, because it's, well, the bottle is just fantastic. Look at the craftsmanship. It's beautiful. It's amazing, and the fragrance is. Let me open it up, because you will not believe that it's refillable, right? But it is. It is. It's a refillable bottle, and uh, yeah, not for me. Not for me. So yeah, it's in my collection. I have no intention on selling the bottle with the fragrance. If someone would love the fragrance, I would gladly give it away, but without the bottle. So, next 5 fragrances that I have here, they're just all over the place, and there's nothing bad with these fragrances. Is that these 5 fragrances, I use them, but I have to be in a very specific mood, or in a very specific place, or in a very specific kind of weather condition, or what I'm wearing, a specific attire, or maybe have to go to a very specific place where this is an appropriate fragrance. And it just doesn't happen all that much. And yeah, I'm gonna show you the fragrances. So I'm gonna start with the one that you probably don't know. Maybe someone in Italy does, but so this was a gift. This was actually re-gifted to me, from a lady that received it as an originally as a gift, and she told me that there's so many notes that she doesn't love, and I like this fragrance. But this fragrance is so specific, it's so reminding me of Christmas, that I just cannot wear it in any other time. Apart from this couple of days, maybe a year, or maybe a couple of times a year. So this is by Marziavali, and this is an Italian brand. It's called Suaviter, and this is Eau de Parfum. So this is made to remind us of Christmas time. So it's Christmas fun time with the family, and it's so specific. It's just, it has cinnamon, it's sweet. It's like, imagine yourself sitting in a cabin somewhere in the woods with all your family. It's a Christmas time, and you're baking something, and you have this beautiful smell of baked goods in the cabin, and we have some woodiness, we have some like fire things, but it doesn't really smell like fireplace or by the fireplace from Margiela. It's totally different. It doesn't have this like burnt accords. So, but it's like, it's very specific, and it's just sorry, oh my gosh. And for me, it's just, I'm sorry, and for me it's just too specific for Christmas time. And by the way, for Christmas time, I do have another fragrance that is very specific as well, and this is Le Belle de Ricci, and this is the blue bottle with the red cap. So it's a long discontinued fragrance, and it was time that this fragrance was one of my favorite fragrances, and I kept repurchasing the bottles when they were available, and I do still have the last bottle in my collection. And these fragrances are kind of similar. they're not same, but they have a similar vibe. And also this Nina Ricci one, I just can't pull myself together and use it often because it just so much reminiscent of Christmas time, because the first bottle I got it when it was Christmas time. So anyway, so this one is a fantastic fragrance, but it doesn't just really it it doesn't get a lot of love from me. That's what I'm saying. So next one is the fragrance in that from Pomellato, and it's called Artemisia 67. So this fragrance I've used like 4 times, maybe 6 times, maybe. So this one is the fragrance Pomellato 67, and there was a time that this fragrance was dirty cheap. It was so cheap, which is kind of strange because the brand isn't the cheap brand. Anyway, it has mint, lemon, neroli, artemisia, jasmine, olive tree, vetiver, musk, and patchouli, and also violet. So it does have a little bit of lemon in the beginning, but it's just such a little bit of lemon that I would really like to have more lemon. And I know what you're gonna say, that you can mix. Obviously I can mix them, because I don't love mixing fragrances. I don't love mixing and matching fragrances. So this is herbal. This is very extremely herbal. And it's not that it's masculine, because it's not actually targeted towards males. It's like, or it's a unisex or it's a female fragrance. It's one of those two. Anyway, this one is very herbal, and sometimes it kind of reminds me of not of the pharmacy, because when you go to the pharmacy there's other like chemical things, smells in the air, but it's very herbal. It reminds me of this kind of little teeny tiny shops somewhere where people sell the grass or the herbs or things that they collect, and then they dry them, and then this is the vibe that I have. And so to have this fragrance on myself, I have to be in a very specific mood. It should be in spring. It should be in spring. And I know the fragrances are universal. You can wear them whenever you want. I know all of that, and I do follow this rule. I use my fragrances when I want, how I want them. But this one, for some reason, it's a spring fragrance, and it's a very specific spring day fragrance. There's not a lot of spring days like that. It should be a cool spring day when everything is blossoming already, but it's a cooler day and there's no sun. It's a bit gloomy, and I just have to be in a mood for this fragrance, and I'm not really all that often, but I love this fragrance. This one is very beautiful, and it's a very particular fragrance, so I'm not going to part with this fragrance. It's a good part of my collection, and I love it. I'm just showing you the fragrance that I fortunately I don't really give enough love to this fragrance. Next one is it will be probably a shocker for some people, because it's such a sought for fragrance, and it's a discontinued gem. And so this is Love Chloe by Chloe. So this is the fragrance that has this kind of thing here. It's like a chain that holds the cap together. So anyway, this one is, and I had a backup of this fragrance. I got this fragrance, I loved this fragrance, and I actually used it quite a lot for my standards, because I do have a big collection. I used it quite a lot, and I thought that, well, it was still available. I still had to search for it, but it was still available in stores, so I got the fragrance. I paid quite a big money for it. There was no sale for that whatsoever. So I got a bigger bottle, like 50 ml, I guess, or 75, I don't remember. But it was a bigger bottle, not this one. And I never opened it. I actually end up selling it, because this one is a very specific fragrance for me. So it's very powdery, and I don't like very overly powdery fragrances. So there's a fragrance that has pink pepper, African or orange flower, and up until this point it's all fine. But then we have iris, we have lilac, hyacinth, heliotrope, wisteria, which is lilac and wisteria in hyacinth. They are very beautiful flowers and I love them. But together with iris and with powdery notes and rice and musk, this one is an extremely powdery fragrance that I don't really reach for all that often. I do have to be in a specific mood, kind of a nostalgic mood, or maybe I'm going to be somewhere where like the age of people is a bit like advanced. I don't want to say old people, but so they're going to be more appreciative of this kind of fragrance as opposed to something sugary and sweet. Well, sometimes I do mind about my environment. It doesn't happen all that often, but sometimes I do mind about people that are around me. So you know, I really do have to be in a specific mood, specific place, specific timing for this fragrance, because it is overly powdery and sometimes it almost feels like it's a bit dusty and I don't really like it. So next fragrance, it might come as a shocker that I do have this fragrance because I don't like Chanel number 5. I've never been a fan of it, but I do love Coco Mademoiselle. Well, this one isn't Coco Mademoiselle exactly. This one is Coco and this one Eau de Toilette by Chanel. But this one, I haven't wear it all that often. Actually, like a couple of times maybe, because this one is quite a retro thing. I have to be more specific. I mean, it is a retro fragrance because it's not a new fragrance, but sometimes it is a retro on me and sometimes it is not. So it's like, again, it's a gamble because I never know what I'm gonna get with this fragrance. We have some Bulgarian rose, coriander, peach, mandarin orange, jasmine, cloves, again rose, mimosa, orange blossom, clover. We have sandalwood, amber, opoponax, civet, vanilla, labdanum, and tonka bean. So even the olfactive story of this fragrance is quite kind of vintage, and it's not a problem. It's not a problem for me, but it has quite a lot of rose, and sometimes it really leans vintage. It's like it doesn't give me headache, but I kind of feel myself uh, kind of 20 years older with this fragrance, and there's nothing wrong about it to be 20 years older, but it's just, sometimes it just doesn't vibe with me. Sometimes it does, but at least really, really rarely it does. So yeah, it just stands in my collection. It just waits for a right time in right place. I'm not gonna sell it. It's a part of my collection that I'm not gonna touch, but yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. I might wear it very soon, who knows. And the last fragrance from my collection is L'Artisan Parfumeur, and this one is Jour d'été. Uh, Jour d'été. Jour de fête. Jour de fête is, I do have a cap here. So this cap is actually, I got this fragrance. I actually got two of these fragrances. A long time ago, I ordered these fragrances from the official website from L'Artisan, and one of the fragrances, it came with the faulty cap. I mean, it just doesn't hold, because apparently the plastic insert that I have here isn't very tight, so it just doesn't go. It was an official website, it's not a fake. I mean, it happens. I wrote them about this, but they seem to not really care about this. Anyway, no problem. Jour de fête, and this is a very particular fragrance. This is a very strange fragrance. I don't owe anything like this in my collection. It has almond, wheat, vanilla, and iris note. So in short, this is a powdery, sweet, uh, powdery sweet, very light fragrance. uh, Actually, the name is very fitting because it's the day of the feast, the festival, the day of the holiday of the party. It is kind of fitting because it almost reminds me of this. Do you know those candies, like the candies that are typical for the wedding? Well, I did have at my wedding those candies that are almonds, and they are covered with sugar, and then with some colored kind of thing, kind of coating. I don't know, it's very sugary, it's very sweet, and it has this kind of almondy scent. So this is this kind of scent. So it is a nice scent. It's just that on one hand it's quite simple, on the other hand it's not sweet, it's not overly sweet, but there's nothing else than just sweetness and a little bit of powderiness. So I have used this fragrance, as you can see. I'm using it sometimes. So it's just that I do really have to find the right place, the right time, and the right mood for myself to wear this fragrance. So it's kind of simplistic, but it's also, when I use this fragrance, people compliment that I smell clean. I smell sweet, not sweat, sweet, but then clean as well. So it's a strange fragrance, but it's a nice fragrance. So these are the fragrances that are there, by no means outsiders in my collection. Well, maybe this one. But I still love them dearly, even the Tom Ford one, because it's part of my collection. So and I still dedicate my time to these fragrances, not as much as I would love to, but yeah, sometimes I do. I do wear them. Please do tell me if you have this kind of fragrances in your collection that you don't really wear all that much, that you don't really reach for any reason at all. And I wish you a beautiful day, beautiful Sunday, and I will see you on Wednesday when we will be comparing the old light blue Dolce Gabbana to the new one, light blue by Dolce Gabbana. Bye.